I am Dr. Khokon Kumar Dotto. I have a Christian name, Dr. David Boone. I am currently working as assistant professor in the Department of Biochemistry and Molecular Biology in Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman Science and Technology University in Gopalganj, Bangladesh. The title of my discussion is Mutations in Genomes Seem to Follow a Non-Random Pattern. The causes of diseases in humans include a diverse type of etiologies. Some of them are spread in our surrounding environments. Others originates inside our body. Mutations or changes in the genomic information, DNA and RNA, in some cases lead us to disease conditions. It is widely thought that genetic factors are responsible and involved with most of the human diseases. But some scientists like to think in a little bit different way, where extra genetic factors are also the causatives of many human diseases. There are many ways and mechanisms that cause mutations or changes in the genes and genomic information. Free radicals that are generated inside our body in different ways are the leading factors for introducing mutations in the genes or genomes directly and indirectly. Free radicals can be of different types, like oxygen-based free radicals, nitrogen-based free radicals, and others. Free radicals are generated at different sites and locations inside the living cells. But mitochondria are considered as a major contributor of free radical production inside the cells. Free radicals primarily produced in any location inside the cells usually induce the production of more free radicals, even of different types, in a chain-like or cascade manner subsequently. For example, when a free radical species encounter unsaturation in molecules like fatty acids and others, induce new free radical production. It is to mention here that membranes of living cells like plasma membrane, nuclear membrane, mitochondrial membrane, and others are usually consist of high amount of lipids of different types, and at the same time contain high fatty acids, while some of them possess unsaturated double or triple bonds, and very good target for attack by free radicals for even further production of the type. The half-life of free radicals vary greatly. Some of the free radicals get enough time, environment, and chances even to react with molecule located distantly from their site of origin. Free radicals affect almost all types of molecules inside the living cells. Free radicals and free radical-like molecules can reach the genomic DNA inside the nucleus and mitochondria and reacts with them, which usually introduce changes or mutations when they are replicated during divisions. But the DNA or chromatin inside the nucleus and mitochondria is stay in highly compacted and in higher order and highly protected. The accessibility limits the exposure and interactions between the free radicals and the genomic genus. The levels and frequencies of gene expressions make differences in the accessibility factors in the different regions of a single chromosome or among different chromosomes, but the availability of the concentration of free radicals also work as the limiting factor. The distance of a chromosome from the site of origin of free radicals, like nuclear membrane and plasma membrane, also make differences among different chromosomes with the number of incidences of the interactions and subsequent mutations. There also exist different other factors that make differences with different chromosomes without variations. Shinya Akatsuka, Kantin Aung, and Khokon Kumar Gupta et al. Published an article in October 2006 in the Journal of the American Journal of Pathology entitled Contrasting Genome-Wide Distribution of 8-hydroxyguanine and acrolein modified adenine during oxidative stress-induced renal carcinogenesis. This was the first time attempt internationally to check the differences in vulnerability of different genes in the whole genome to free radicals. It was actually a doctoral research of the lead author, Dr. Shinya Akatsuka, and was supervised by Dr. Shinya Tokune. I myself was lucky to be a part of the great works and initiatives. We for the first time showed that there exist fragile sites in the genome against oxidative stress or free radicals that ultimately lead to the introduction of changes or mutations in the genomes. We also tried to find the relation between the frequencies of incidences of the production of free radicals induced lesions in the genomic DNA and the spatial locations in the chromosome territory. We used two different chromosomes from the study that highly affected and rarely affected from free radical adducts. The chromosome with high incidences of damages was chromosome 15 and low incidences of damages was chromosome 16. The chromosome painting study revealed that the chromosome 15 was located relatively closer to the nuclear membrane. Our project was not in fact the first time attempt to find out the pattern of DNA damages literally. Other groups also tried previously to find differences in vulnerabilities towards free radicals or adduct formation in the DNA only in a small scale which was limited to a particular or single gene only. Minaku Yoshihara et al. Published an article in December 2014 in the Journal of DNA Research entitled Genome-Wide Profiling of 8-oxyguanine Reveals its Association with Spatial Positioning in Nucleus. They reported an association between the generation of DNA lesions or adducts like 8-oxyguanine and the pairs of the chromosomes localized closer to the nuclear lamina or the nuclear lamina associated domains of chromosomes. This is not the sole way or mechanism of mutations in the genomic sequences. There are different other ways that help to introduce mutations in genome, from point mutations to large scale mutations that happen even with the number of chromosomes. It may be nice to address here one more issue. The RNA genomes are much more prone to changes or mutations than DNA genomes. There are many viruses and retroviruses on this planet with single-stranded and double-stranded RNA genomes. For example, coronavirus 2019 or COVID-19 is a single-stranded RNA virus. RNA viruses are seen to use both DNA-dependent DNA polymerases and RNA-dependent RNA polymerases for the replication of their genome and for increasing their number in the host like humans. fidelity of the replicating machineries for RNA viruses especially are of low quality that allows the introduction of mutations at a higher rates. The RNA viral genomes also do not correct the spontaneous changes that goes with cytosine and turn into uracil. One more thing may be interesting to include here in the discussions. Nobody usually tries to welcome any potential danger in the life knowingly. Hosts like humans and human cells got equipped with diverse type of arsenals and arms with time to repel and eradicate potential dangers like pathogenic viruses and bacteria and others. It may be wise to mention here that a huge number of microbes also live in human body, usually in a symbiotic relation. On this planet, at least no life or lifelike or something that can enter in the category of life. Nobody wants to commit the ending or death. They try to get the ways and equipments for the survival towards the betterment in adjustment. Possibly this is a never-ending war among different species in the living kingdom. Viruses and bacteria with time and experiences or with some unknown laws of nature become able to recognize the adverses and especially the regulators of their adverses in the host like humans. They usually try to target, to mutate and dismantle the key regulators of the mechanisms that try to destroy or repel them in the first and just after entering the body. Some of the genes are always or frequently targeted by the viral particles inside the human body or cells. Human cells of both immune and non-immune types frequently use free radicals as one of their weapons against the viruses, bacteria, and other harmful agents. Thyroidoxin interacting protein, TXNIP, which is also known as thyroidoxin binding protein 2, TBP2, or vitamin D3 upregulated protein 1, VDUP1, regulates the free radical productions in the living cells to a significant level, which creates difficulties for the pathogenic microorganisms. TXNIP is also a critical factor for the activation of inflammations that promote the inflammatory reactions against the viruses, bacteria, and others. Pathogenic microorganisms, including viruses, as a countermeasure, try to hijack and modulate the activities of TXNIP for their easy survival and growth. Hey Hu et al. Published an article in December 2019 in the Journal of Immunology entitled Brucella infection regulates thyroidoxin interacting protein expression to facilitate intracellular survival by reducing the production of nitric oxide and reactive oxygen species. Stephen J. Kirkland et al. Published an article in October 2009 in the Journal of Leukemia Research entitled The Gene Encoding Thyroidoxin Interacting Protein, TXNIP, is a frequent virus integration site in virus-induced mouse leukemia and is overexpressed in a subset of AML patients. Lu Jin et al. Published an article in 2019 in the Journal of Infection and Immunity entitled Taurine Elevates Cysteosoma-Induced Liver Injury by Inhibiting TXNIP, NLRP3 Inflammasome Signal Pathway and Pyroptosis. There are many other studies available today linking TXNIP and viral and bacterial infections. Finally, I would like to wish a happy, prosperous and dignified life for myself and for you everybody. Thank you so much.